Welcome back to eSIM Studios. My name is Taylor Bell. I came across this article. It is a Next Pit, which is a technology publication, online publication, saying Samsung Galaxy S24 review, all in on AI. Now, I read the first part of the article, at least the meat and potatoes part, and I don't agree. I don't agree with that. And I'm sorry for, I put the phone down, no texting and driving. Sorry for recording in the car. I'm here in the medical center in San Antonio. I have to go to visit my mother in the hospital. But I don't necessarily agree with that headline. Now, why? Why don't I agree? Well, because there's just not that much like earth-shattering wow factor AI on the phone. Now, the one feature that I do use almost on a daily basis, not on a daily basis, but I do use it quite a bit, is the circle to search. And that's not even really AI. That is, we've had that. It's basically Google image search on steroids. We've had that technology for years. Google image searching, they just basically beefed it up, right? They just basically put Google image search on steroids, and now you can search any image that's on your screen, basically. So that's, and again, that's not even AI. That's just using Google image search. And since I've had the phone for about a week now, and by the way, I'm not using an external microphone. I'm using the mics. I'm recording on the S24 Plus, and I'm using the device microphones. I have external microphone here, and I was like, let me use the microphone. I was like, you know what? No, let me use the device mics so y'all can hear what it sounds like if you're interested in purchasing the device. So, S24 AI. I've had the devices. I've got the S24 Ultra, and I'm recording on the S24 Plus, as I mentioned. I just don't use the AI features that are on the device.
Please take the parking ticket. Please enter following the guidance.
I just don't use them. That's why I don't agree with that headline. Now, what Galaxy device... Now, let me rephrase this. When would that statement, in my opinion, be factual? Is probably on the Samsung Galaxy S26. Samsung Galaxy S27. Sorry for the lighting. It would probably be... It's going to be a few years in the future. I don't believe the quote-unquote AI that they have on this device at the moment is not necessarily they're lying, or not necessarily... there is some AI features. It's just not all in. Now, if you get the S24 Plus, S24 Ultra, and you use the AI features quite a bit, then more power to you. I'm not dissing Samsung by any means. And as I mentioned earlier, I use some of the... Let me not take it back, but let me add something. So I use Circle to Search all the time. That's a badass feature. And I use the remastering option, which hasn't been touted, which hasn't been highly publicized or marketed, but this is a very, very cool feature. If you take a photo, a selfie, and it has to be a still photo, not a video, but a still photo, and then after the photo, go to the gallery, find that photo, and hit the information icon. The information icon is the little eye with a circle around it. I as in index, not I as in eyeball. Hit the eye as an index. There's an eye with a circle on it, and as soon as you do that, the photo automatically, you'll see another option where it says remaster on the bottom of your photo. Simply, if you haven't done this, try it. And now this also works on the S23 series. Actually, you know what? It's been on Samsung devices for like the last couple of years, because the S22 that I record on, I use as my overhead camera in the studio, that has it. So simply take a photo, go to the gallery, find that photo, and then hit the eye with a circle on it, and then simply hit the icon that says remaster, and it basically remasters your image. So if you have a blurry photo, even if you have a perfectly fine photo like a selfie, go ahead and select it. It'll change the color tone, it'll make everything look crisper, cleaner, clearer on whatever device, on your device, right, in the gallery. I use that every day. Obviously use it for the YouTube channel, for thumbnails, for anything. It makes even nice photos and or image, and it doesn't just have to be a still photo. Like I'm taking a selfie right now. It can be a downloaded photo. You know how you can, if you see a picture of a S24 on a website, long press that picture, and then you'll see download image, select download image, and then go into the gallery and then remaster it, as I just mentioned. So it'll work on not only real photos, it'll also work on downloaded photos as well. I use that every day, and circle to search, not every day, but a lot. Other than that, I don't really use that much AI stuff, because technically it's not, I mean, it is, I guess, AI, but we've kind of hit a plateau, right? Where a speed bump, or not a speed bump, but to where there's not much more advancement yet. And I think we have they've just introduced AI to the public, and I'm kind of getting tired of the whole AI thing. It's just too much, but Samsung's doing what they're supposed to do. They do have technically some AI features on the S24 series devices, but I think it's going to be a couple of years until we really see advancement in AI, meaning the next step in AI, where it's going to make a huge difference, where it's going to offer features that you are going to use every day. That sort of stuff, right? Like the call translator, that's cool. I don't talk to anybody that does not speak English, so I don't use that. And sort of like the other ones, I just don't use them. But they're there if you want them. It's a nice thing to have if you need it, but just don't use it that often, really. And the S24, look, if you're thinking of upgrading, I would definitely get the phone if you need a phone. I'm not saying don't get it, but I would not purchase this S24 series just for the AI features, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big of a leap in AI that you have to buy the phone. If you like the phone, buy it. It's a badass phone. It's basically the S23 Ultra, which was my 2023 phone of the year. The S24 Ultra is basically the S23 Ultra on steroids, or they basically made it even better, if that was possible. It's a badass phone, but what I'm recording on is the S24 Plus. Now, that is an even bigger upgrade from the previous model, the S23 Plus. The S24 Plus, I cannot tell you how awesome of a phone this is. It's badass. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, if I didn't have to, I use my S Pen every day. I gotta have a Ultra with an S Pen. Plus, I think like the Note 20 Ultra was like my favorite phone. One of my favorite phones of all time. I loved it was a sad day. I almost literally shed a tear when I traded it in. I don't even remember what it was for. Almost shed a tear, right? Oh, you know what? I think I traded it in for my S23 Ultra. Anyways, gotta have an S Pen. But if you don't need an S Pen, the S24 Plus is the phone to get. It's cheaper and it does everything the S24 Ultra does. It just doesn't have the 200 megapixel camera and it doesn't have an S Pen. But again, like the 200 megapixel camera, I don't really think about it. It's nice to have and it's nice to use it when you want to use it. But how often do you really use it? Not that often. It's cool. It's fun. But if you just pull your phone out of your pocket to take a picture real quick of your dog or your daughter, you're not selecting, oh, hold on, let me choose the 200 megapixel camera. No, you're pulling your phone out of your pocket and you're taking a picture. So the S24 Plus takes phenomenal photos and it can do basically everything the S24 Ultra can do, minus the S Pen, minus the 200 megapixel camera, right? But again, how often are you taking pictures of the moon or with the 100x zoom? Not that often. Now, I had a subscriber or viewer ask me in the comments, would you, if you had the S20, I think they had the S23 Ultra, but I think what the deal was is they, for whatever reason, were hesitating to upgrading from the S23 Ultra to the S24 Ultra. But they were asking, is it a suitable upgrade to go from the S23 Ultra to the S24 Plus? And I replied, hell yes, it is. Hell yes. Not just a yes, hell yes. Because you're basically not only getting comparable specs. The S24 Plus has better specs than the S20. The S24 Plus has better specs than the S23 Ultra. Minus the S Pen, minus the 200 megapixel camera. But the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is worth the upgrade alone. I need to do more testing. I've had other obligations. I'm here in the hospital parking. But tomorrow's Super Bowl, so I'm going to do some testing this afternoon when I get home, or this evening, and then tomorrow morning on the Snapdragon processor. It's a really, really good chip. It's a really good chip. It's just like the upgrade from the 24 Ultra from the 23 Ultra. It's just that much better, right? The S23 Ultra, badass device. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 CPU is a badass CPU. They just made it that much better. So yes, the answer is yes. I think it would be a suitable upgrade because you're not taking any shorts on the RAM. They upgraded the RAM in the Plus. You know, you have a quad HD display, AMOLED, LTPO2. So I love this S24 Plus. I actually have my SIM in the Ultra, but I'm thinking about putting it in the Plus again because that's what I started off. I love the design. I love the way it feels in your hand. Pause. And the way it looks is just very sleek. The color looks badass too, but just the S24 Plus will be, I can guarantee you, in the short list of phones of the year for 2024, just because Samsung decided to upgrade, put the much needed upgrade internals in this new S24 Plus. So I'm going to stop rambling. I got to go inside, but thank you for joining us. If you got any comments, any questions, anything whatsoever, please hit me up in the comment section. I check them every day as I make sure I don't leave anything in my car. Yeah, so I've really, really enjoyed these devices. And if you did upgrade, or you're thinking about upgrading, and you actually do upgrade, I just did a live stream today, trading in your device, your trade-in device. How many stories have you heard of people trading in their phones, getting a new phone, to get the new phone in, starting using it, but you have like 2 weeks to ship them back your trade-in? How many stories have you heard of people, their phone gets lost in the mail, their trade-in does, or the manufacturer or T-Mobile gets it and says, oh, there was a cracked screen, and you're like, cracked screen? No, there wasn't. How many? I've heard. If you don't believe me, go check Reddit out. There are endless amounts of stories, horror stories of people being charged the full amount of their new device because either, for one, their trade-in got lost in the mail, or they said it had a cracked screen or something. Right? There's tons of people now. Samsung's good about saying, "Hey, we didn't get your phone. You gonna return your new phone?" They'll kind of like be like, well, here's the deal. Do you want to do this or do that? T-Mobile, boom, they'll just charge you. That's now. I say that to say this. I recorded a live stream today that goes through our process, my process, personal process that I've been using for years, that has never done me wrong. In fact, it covered my ass on 2 separate occasions where one device got lost in the mail, and the other, I think they said, either had a cracked screen or maybe it was the sensor on the back was cracked. And I know, well, I had proof. But anyways, go check out our video, our trade-in video, basically showing you what to do and how to do it to make sure you have proof that your device you're sending in is A-okay. Because once you have the proof, they can't charge you. And like I mentioned, one went to Google. Now, I don't blame Google. They actually use a third-party company, so they had really nothing to do with it. But one trade-in device got lost in the mail, upgrading to the Pixel 7 Pro. And then the cracked camera sensor, I think, was on a, I don't know, it was probably S21 or something like that in the past with Samsung. I can't remember, but look, they go through millions of phones, so there's going to be a percentage of, small percentage, but it still happens. It happened to me twice. People that their phones get lost in the mail, or like I mentioned, a cracked screen or something. So if you want to basically protect yourself and protect your purchase and have the insurance or assurance that everything will be fine, please go check out our video about trading in devices. It's a tried and tested procedure that has not failed me yet. So I appreciate the time. Thank you for viewing the channel, and as always, I will see you tomorrow. We upload daily. Peace.